reported to have said, "When you are as great as I am, it's hard to be humble." I recall seeing pictures of a famous fighter waving his boxing gloves in the air and saying, "I am the greatest, I am the greatest." Don't know how much he actually believed he was the greatest, or if that was all about media hype designed to strike fear into the hearts and minds of his opponents in the ring. But once we start saying it, it becomes hard not to believe it. I am the greatest. So, who is the greatest? One day, this boy visited Winston Churchill's retirement home. He was taken there by his nanny to see the greatest man in the whole wide world. He found his hero Churchill reading in bed and about to take an afternoon nap. So the boy asked, "Are you the greatest man in the whole wide world?" To which Churchill replied in good Churchillian fashion, "Of course, I am the greatest man in the whole wide world. Now, buzz up." So who is the greatest? Jesus and his disciples were on the road along the region of Galilee to Capernaum. While on the road, the disciples were chatting, and that chatting became an argument all the way to their destination. So once they got to Capernaum, Jesus asked them, "What were you arguing about on the road? What was it so important that you were arguing all the way from there to here on the road? Would you care to share with me?" And they were silent because they were arguing about who would be the greatest among them. "Hey, I'm better than you." "No, I'm better than you." "No, I'm better, I'm bigger, I'm best. I'm the greatest." And maybe some of them not only tried to convince others, but really believed that, because if you say it over and over, it's hard not to believe it. I'm the greatest. Jesus asked them, "What were you arguing about on the way?" Now, it's not that Jesus didn't know what they were arguing about, but he wanted them to ask themselves. Jesus was sort of saying, "Are you guys for real? Really? What did I just say right before we left? Didn't I just say that I will be betrayed, suffer, and die, and will rise? Didn't I just say that? And you were arguing about who would be the greatest among you all the way up here on the way? Really? Don't you still get it? Don't you know in the kingdom of God, the first will be the last, and the last will be the first? Didn't I say that? Didn't I say that the reward will be given to the losers, not winners? That the great among you will be the least among you, and the least among you will be the great in the kingdom of God? And you were arguing about who would be the greatest? Really? Really? In the kingdom of God, the rule is very simple. It's all upside down and inside and out. That the kingdom of God evolves around the edge, happens on the fringe, not at the center. That it's about serving, not to be served. That it's about seeking the broken, not the boastful. That it's about welcoming the least in the world. It's not about being great or seeking to be greatest, but about doing something good to the least of this world. What are we arguing about? Arguing over on the way. If it's all about me becoming great, me becoming a winner, me becoming number one, me becoming better than others, me becoming big and famous and all of that, I've wasted my life for nothing. I've strove for nothing. I've sacrificed for nothing. I've studied for nothing. I've worked for nothing. I've lived for nothing. I've followed Jesus for nothing. It's not about me. It's not about me becoming big, great, famous, wealthy, flash, or superstar, all of that. It's not about me being the great, pursuing to be the greatest. But it's about me doing something good for the least of these, to serve and to welcome the least of this world. What's going on? Why are we so stuck on wanting to be the greatest, to be the first? How about being the last? Or the second last? Why are there so many churches named First? I've never heard of churches named second, third, or last. Have you? How about we call ourselves the last church of Jesus Christ? Now that's more biblical. That's what Jesus said. Be the last church. But be the first church in helping and serving. What does it mean to be a Christian and Christian church? It's not in our status, but it's in our service. Indeed, in the eastern region of Nepal, there is an ethnic group of people who live high up in the mountains of Himalaya. They are called Sherpa, the people of East. They are regarded as elite mountaineers and experts in their local terrain. And for the outsiders, the Sherpa people are best known and sought after as expert guides and porters for the mountain climbers from around the world, especially for those who attempt to climb Mount Everest. No outsiders would ever attempt to climb the highest mountain in the world without the help of Sherpa. Now, two things separate Sherpa people from all other people. Number one, they are genetically adaptable to living in high altitudes. Their lungs and their hearts can withstand a thin oxygen environment. Number two, they exist to guide and serve others to successfully climb the highest mountain. Similarly, the Church of Jesus Christ is called to live on a higher plane of existence, morally and spiritually separated from the rest of the world. That's their status. But we don't stay up there, holier than thou, in a separated, holy huddle cluster existence. No, our specialness is in our service to God and to the world. We are set apart to guide and serve the others successfully climb their own personal mountain, helping them to encounter the Holy One on their way up. Yes, Knox, we want to be a Sherpa church. Our specialness is in our service, not in our status. We enter into this world. We come down from loftier plane of existence to serve, to embrace, to welcome, and to help all, regardless of who they are, especially being the servant of the least of this world. Jesus said, "For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve." Who is the greatest? Jesus said, "The first among you must be the last and the servant to the least of these." Thanks to be God.